In the fast-paced, high-achievement culture of modern America, the quest for self-growth often feels like a second job. We are inundated with hustle culture, productivity hacks, and the endless scroll of social media comparison. Amidst this noise, journaling has emerged not just as a hobby, but as a critical psychological tool for reclamation. Whether you are a Gen Z professional navigating the quarter-life crisis, a parent balancing the suburban grind, or an executive seeking mental clarity, the simple act of putting pen to paper or thumb to screen offers a rare sanctuary for the soul. This guide provides a comprehensive roadmap for using daily journal prompts to unlock your potential, heal your past, and design your future. The science of self-growth. Why we journal. Journaling is more than just venting. It is a form of cognitive processing. Research from institutions like the University of Rochester and Kaiser Permanente indicates that expressive writing can strengthen the immune system, lower blood pressure, and significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. For the American audience specifically, journaling serves as an antidote to decision fatigue. By externalizing our thoughts, we move from a state of reactive stress to one of proactive self-governance. The brain on paper. When you write about your feelings, you activate the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for rational thought and planning. Simultaneously, this process dampens the activity of the amygdala, the emotional center that triggers the fight-or-flight response. In essence, journaling helps you think your way out of emotional ruts. Morning prompts. Setting the American intent. In the US, the morning is often a race against the clock. However, carving out just 5 minutes before checking your email can shift your entire trajectory for the day. These prompts are designed to cultivate a growth mindset. The Big Three. Focus. If I could only accomplish 3 things today to feel successful, what would they be? The affirmation audit. What is one truth about my capabilities that I am prone to forgetting when I'm stressed? Boundary blueprint. Where do I need to say no today to protect my energy for my yes? The gratitude grounding. Identify one modern luxury, for example, high-speed internet, a warm latte, a reliable car that I often take for granted. Future self-visualization. If I were already the person I want to be 5 years from now, how would I handle the most difficult task on my to-do list today? Evening prompts. Decompressing the grind. The American workday often lingers long after we've clocked out. Evening journaling is about closure. It allows you to process the day's events so they don't follow you into your sleep. The wins list. Regardless of how the day went, what are 3 small wins I can claim? The lesson learned. What was the most uncomfortable moment today? And what did it teach me about my triggers? The mental unload. Write down every lingering to-do or worrying. Now, which of these can I actually influence tomorrow morning? Compassion check. How would I describe my performance today to a best friend? Use that same tone for yourself. The reset button. If I could redo one interaction from today, how would I handle it differently? Deep dive prompts for personal evolution. True self-growth requires looking beyond the daily routine and into the core of your identity. These prompts are best used for longer sessions, 15 to 20 minutes, during the weekend or on a quiet evening. Unpacking your values. In a country as diverse as the United States, our personal values are our compass. What are the 5 words I want people to use when describing my character? When was the last time I felt a deep sense of flow? What was I doing, and why did it feel meaningful? If money were no object and status didn't exist, how would I spend my Saturdays? Confronting the shadow self. Growth often happens in the places we'd rather not look. What is a recurring criticism I receive from others? Is there a grain of truth in it that I've been avoiding? Who do I feel most envious of right now? And what specific trait or possession of theirs do I feel I am lacking? What is a limiting belief I inherited from my family or culture that no longer serves my adult life? Designing the future. Write a letter from your 80-year-old self. What advice is she giving you about your current worries? If I were 10 times bolder, what is the first thing I would change about my career or relationships? What does success look like to me, independent of my parents' or peers' definitions? Advanced journaling methods for 2025. If standard prose feels stagnant, try these popular American journaling frameworks to diversify your practice. Quick daily reflection. 3 things you're grateful for. 2 things you learned. 1 goal for tomorrow. Morning pages. Clearing mental fog. 3 pages of stream of consciousness. Longhand writing first thing in the morning. Bullet journaling. Organization and habits. Using symbols and short bullets to track tasks, moods, and rapid-fire thoughts. Reverse bucket list. Self-esteem. A list of everything you have already achieved to remind you of your grit. Tips for making it stick. The American lifestyle is notorious for starting strong and fading fast. To ensure your journaling habit lasts longer than a New Year's resolution, follow these steps. Don't break the chain. Use a habit tracker. The don't break the chain method, popularized by Jerry Seinfeld, is highly effective for visual learners. Lower the bar. If writing a page feels daunting, commit to one sentence. The goal is the habit, not the word count. Digital versus analog. If you spend all day on a computer, try a physical notebook to give your eyes a break. Stack your habit. Journal while your coffee brews or right after you brush your teeth. Final thought. Your journal is a mirror, not a performance. The greatest obstacle to self-growth is the desire to sound good in your journal. Remember, no one is going to read this. Be raw. Be messy. Use slang. Curse if you need to. The more honest you are with the page, the more honest you can be with yourself. Since you are ready to dive in, let's build a 30-day American Dream growth calendar. In the US, we often define ourselves by our output, but true growth happens when we balance our ambition with internal peace. This calendar is divided into 4 weekly themes: foundations, career and purpose, relationships, and the future self. Month 1, the personal evolution roadmap. Week 1, internal foundation. Day 1, write down the story of you as it stands today in exactly 3 paragraphs. Day 2, what is the one recurring thought that keeps you up at 2 a.m.? If that thought were a person, what would you say to them? Day 3, list 5 things you are tolerating in your life right now. For example, a messy closet, a draining friendship. How can you fix one today? Day 4, describe your relationship with rest. Do you feel guilty when you aren't being productive? Why? Day 5, what does security mean to you? Is it a number in a bank account, a feeling in a room, or something else? Day 6, audit your digital diet. Which social media accounts make you feel less than? Day 7, reflection. What was the most honest thing you wrote this week? Week 2, the hustle and flow, career and purpose. Day 8, if you were guaranteed success, what career path would you pivot to tomorrow? Day 9, describe your zone of genius, the tasks that make time disappear when you do them. Day 10, how do you define success versus significance? Which one are you currently chasing? Day 11, write about a professional failure that actually saved you from a worse mistake later. Day 12, what is one skill you've been meaning to learn for over a year? What is the real reason you haven't started? Day 13, if you were the CEO of your own life, what would be your company mission statement? Day 14, reflection. How can you bring 10% more of your authentic self to your workplace on Monday? Week 3, connection and community. Day 15, who in your life fuels your energy and who drains it? Be brutally honest. Day 16, write a thank you letter to someone who helped you 5 years ago. Bonus, actually send it. Day 17, where do you need to set a firmer boundary? Write the exact script for that conversation. Day 18, how do you handle conflict? Do you fight, flight, or freeze? Day 19, what is a trait you admire in someone else that you actually possess but are afraid to show? Day 20, describe your inner circle. Does it reflect who you want to become? Day 21, reflection. What is one way you can be a better friend to yourself this week? Week 4, the visionary leap. Day 22, if you had to move to a new city tomorrow with nothing but a suitcase, what would you be excited to leave behind? Day 23, write your own obituary, not in a morbid way, but to see what you want to be remembered for. Day 24, what is one bold ask you can make this week? A raise, a date, a favor. Day 25, in 1 year, if everything goes perfectly, what does your typical Tuesday look like? Day 26, what is the biggest risk you've ever taken? Would you take it again today? Day 27, list 10 things that make you feel alive. How many of them did you do this month? Day 28, describe the person you were 30 days ago. BS, the person you are now. Day 29, what is the big goal for the next 90 days? Break it into 3 micro steps. Day 30, the manifesto. Write a 1-page commitment to your future self. Pro tip, the 2-minute rule. If you find yourself resisting the journal on day 12 or day 19, tell yourself you will only write for 2 minutes. Usually, the hardest part is opening the book. Once you start, the momentum of the prompt usually takes over.